Well, new developments tonight involving a WDSU investigation into the former New Orleans 911 call center director and altered documents given to WDSU. The Office of Inspector General just finished its investigation, finding that state and federal laws were possibly broken.
WDSU investigative reporter Cassie Sherm has been covering this from the very beginning. She's live in studio with the findings. Cassie.
Well, guys, so this report here, it all stems from a car accident for former 911 director Tyrell Morris. He had in his government-issued vehicle back in May of this year. Now, the Inspector General says he's found numerous laws were broken and provided some solutions to prevent this from happening again.
WDSU Investigates first broke the story about the OIG's initial investigation and spent 2 months digging into details of this accident.
And are you okay if I record this?
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, absolutely.
After sending multiple emails, I spoke to Director Tyrell Morris on May 11th, 4 days after the accident. He says before 11 p.m. he was driving his OPCD vehicle when another car hit him, but a crime camera video and new investigation proves that wasn't the case. The IG says when reporting false information to the insurance company, that's insurance fraud. And to add to that violation, when we first spoke to Morris, he said he did not get a drug or alcohol test after the accident.
He has the parameters in place to protect our assets, and in the event that there's an injury or there may be an elevation of criminality there, the policies speak to it, but this was a simple bumper.
I asked for that policy issued in 2019. He sent me this one that states, if injuries are reported, the operator of the OPCD vehicles must take a drug or alcohol test as soon as possible. But in my investigation, I got that exact document with the same title, date, signature that was submitted in a 2021 audit to Richard CPA, and it has 4 words less than the one OPCD gave me. The operator of OPCD vehicles must take a drug and alcohol test as soon as possible. Looking at the metadata of the document given to me by OPCD, it says it was last modified by Tyrell Morris at 12:44. That's 17 minutes after I emailed him. The Inspector General says Morris did change that document. He also states they have witnesses and video that shows Morris was at the bar that night as well. After our findings, the council asked the mayor to remove Morris from his position.
Thank you very much. However, Tyrell Morris, director of OPCD, is a vital part of our public safety team, as has been demonstrated over the past 5 years as I've been mayor, and that's something that we will continue.
It was then up to the OPCD board, which is appointed by the mayor, to decide. But before they could, Morris resigned the same day the IG requested an interview with him, and his attorney said he pleads the fifth, a move Metropolitan Crime Commissioner Raphael Goyeneche says is what he expected.
In light of this report and the physical evidence in it, I fully understand the fact that he would not want his clients to make any further public statements that might come back to haunt him, because based on what's here and what has been documented by your station, I think that there is strong indications that state felony crimes have been committed. And this case now and this report will be forwarded to the New Orleans District Attorney's Office.
Now, in order to make sure no other employees alter documents, the Inspector General is recommending a review approval process for OPCD policies. Now, OPCD says they have already taken steps towards that and will have a policy working group to review those policies. And guys, we're going to have even more on these documents coming up at 6.
All right, Cassie, asking the questions from the start. Thank you. St. Tammany Parish is opting out of the statewide burn ban. Parish President Mike Cooper made that announcement just about an hour ago. Cooper says the burn